Hello and welcome to Creating Digital Art with the Whiteboard app. Your first step is going to be creating a new whiteboard. So you open a new whiteboard, you will click on the tools, the drawing tool at the bottom. You can use a stylus or you can just use your finger. What you're going to do is you're going to draw the outline of the object that you would like to use as the focal point of your artwork. For mine, I'm going to create a drawing of my tortoise. For this part, we're not going to add any details. We're just going to add our outlines and where everything will be. Your next step is going to be to create a background with a pattern. So you can use a ruler to help you create straight lines, or you can just free draw your pattern. Remember, a pattern is something that repeats. So in your background, you want to create a pattern. When using your ruler in the Whiteboard app, you can use both sides of your ruler to draw. I accidentally drew over my tortoise. I don't want my lines to go over my tortoise. I want it to go behind. So I'm going to stop when I get to my tortoise's tail and beyond its feet. The back button or undo button is in the top left hand corner, and that is how I undid the line I didn't want. So I'm going to use the same color all the way across. I really like this very colorful, sparkly, changing colors line. So I'm going to use that all the way across. Now sometimes on our iPads, when you touch certain places, it does open up new things. So you do have to be aware of that and just kind of swipe it away. I switch directions. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. Now I'm going to make a line going the opposite direction with a different color. When you click on your tools, you can change the size and the color of your pen. So it gives you the option to saving the different colors for the different pens that you're using. So I'm going to do this all the way down to the bottom of my picture. I decided to give my picture depth. I wanted to add a rock, but I don't want it to be behind my pattern. I want it in front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the area, then draw in my rock. I'm now going to add color to my object, the focal point of my artwork. I'm going to touch up the outlines after I color it in. Touch up the color inside of the shell. I'm going to add some more detail to my rock. Adding some shading and some value will give it more texture. Now I'm going to give some texture to my tortoise by adding in some shapes on his shell. Now you'll notice sometimes, for some reason, the lines were disappearing on me, but you just have to keep going back and trying to redo them. So this might be frustrating, but don't give up. Give it a try, and hopefully you'll learn something new. Be sure to share any new tricks that you learn with all of us. Now it's time to color in his body. I was having a hard time using my finger, so I picked up my tool. And make sure that if your brush is too large, you can shrink the size of your brush to be able to stay inside your lines a little bit easier. I'm going to touch up my outlines again. The last thing I'll add is my tortoise's nails. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go back and you're going to save your image. Click OK. Now when you go into Schoology, you're going to find your class, find your art folder, scroll down till you find the digital art assignment, click on discussion in the top right, click the plus button, attach a comment. So on here you can type in the name of your artwork. You could also use the microphone and you can talk to your iPad and it will type out any information that you want to share. You could even include the punctuation, such as a period. Then you're going to click on Attach. You're going to say Choose from Library. And in your recent photos, it should appear as your last picture. Click the check button, click it again, and last time click that check. So 3 checks, and then you should be all set. When you click on your image from there, it'll open up as a large image for everybody to see. Thanks so much for joining me for Art with Mrs. Hudson.